Hey, what's good, y'all? Fusion here, back in the video. And today we're going to be doing episode 2 of Conversation with the Kingz. This time I am writing solo today. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to start off with recommendations. Actually, yesterday I saw The Woman King. It's this new movie that just got into theaters. Starring like Viola Davis and a couple other people. It's just a following like this story on how this black tribe was involved in like the slave trade, and showing just how this all woman unit would be training and fighting and all that type of stuff. I definitely do recommend the movie. It's a good, interesting movie. It made like the woman warriors look cool, which I think has always been something that has been missing in media. Just overall cool looking black women at that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. So we're gonna start off, well, since we're still with movies. I saw a couple movies last week. I saw Honk for Jesus, which is the new movie with Regina Hall. I don't know why I couldn't find the name. Anyway, yeah. So it's this story just going through a pastor and the first lady, which is his wife. For those of y'all who don't know. So they had this little scandal going on, and now they're really trying to really like rebuild what was lost, which is an interesting story. As someone who really really grew up in the church and really saw what the church is and how it works as far as like the business side of it, it was a very good movie. It really tackled a lot of issues that aren't really prevalent, I should say, in like the mainstream media. So I enjoyed it. My girlfriend, she enjoyed it, and we both thought that it was funny, which is hard to really find nowadays. I think it's hard to really find a good movie that's funny without it trying to be funny. So the main character guy, so Regina Hall's husband in the movie. Let me see if I can find his name. He's in a couple other things, a couple other shows. He's in This Is Us. But let me see if I can find his name. Sterling King. Sterling Brown. Sterling K. Brown is his name. Yeah. So, hey, I'm telling you, man, it was a really good show. Movie, excuse me. I definitely do recommend it, for sure. Next up, I saw the new Queen Latifah movie on Netflix. It has Queen Latifah in it. Into the Road, that's what it's called. It has Queen Latifah in it, as well as Ludacris and a few more people in there. It's just like this story where Queen Latifah and her brother, which is Ludacris, and her two kids, their dad died. Her husband died, and like the kid's dad died. So they were driving cross country to Texas because they were living in California. So they do this whole entire story or movie just about like how they end up getting into trouble with some gang, as well as going through certain parts of Arizona that are racist. So it's an interesting movie. It's definitely the weaker of the last three I've seen. So if you like this type of comedy, that I'm sure that you will like it. So yeah, that's pretty much everything on movies. As far as music goes, rest in peace, the PNB Rock. He passed. He was shot and killed at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in California. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this, just about how the check-in gang, like the gang culture of having to let someone know where you're at. Just a couple different takes on that. I've never been in the hood. I am not a hood dude. That's not my lane, so I have no idea on like the rules of that. But I was seeing that he went to the wrong Roscoe's. Now, as someone, so Party Next Door, PNB Rock, he's a rapper. He's a rich rapper. Everybody knows at least one of his songs, and I'm sure if you see him and then you say his name, then you would know who he is. So you should navigate differently, knowing the fact that everyone knows who you are. And I'm not to a point to where that I have like people really knowing who I am. So I don't really have to worry about that yet. But apparently his girlfriend, baby mama, at the time, took a picture of the food and also tagged where they're at. So there has been conversations blaming her. I don't think that we should really be blaming the girlfriend. It's not really her fault. DJ Academics just put out a one of the clips from an interview that he's done with him, saying that people have been after him. His own words, saying that people have been like looking for him. So in my eyes, I feel like since you know that, you would either not be afraid to have a bodyguard. And I think black culture, black community, it is almost seen as a weakness having someone there. And it's and I don't want to talk like I know everything and exactly what I'm talking about, but I feel like it would help more of these issues, more of these instances if we have those bodyguards in place. Now, there was one Crip dude who was there who was just like talking about it, how checking in is more so just to make sure that you're going into like the right areas. He was saying that no, so checking in is just so we tell you, hey, don't go there because that's owned by a certain gang, or hey, don't go there during this time. It's almost like they are almost like looking out for them. That's how I heard it and how he explained it. Again, I am not from the hood, so I just don't know, so it's crazy seeing these white journalists like Adam 22, DJ Vlad, those people really talk about this whole this culture, as someone who's a black American who wasn't raised in the hood and was far removed from like the gang banging, but knowing that my father who was raised in that world and how he sees things, I can understand it to a certain extent. But as a white dude, how do you even come to qualms and even like begin to connect? And I've always had problems with Adam 22 and Vlad, because I feel like certain things that they say are just hurtful to the culture, and just letting people who have no connection just have this strong influence. I don't think that that's right, in my opinion. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Again, rest in peace. My condolences to his family. I believe he had a child too, so that's, you know, it's sad, like, to hear all of these rappers passing. Over the past 5 or 6 years, we've seen rappers just die over the most thoughtless, needless shit, and it's sad. And it's crazy that, like, the people who are actively killing these people see it as a way out, see it as that they have no choice. And you come into their neighborhood with 6 billion, you know, like having like houses on your neck, houses in your pocket, houses on your wrist, and then you see these people who are struggling to even find a meal. So it's just, you know, it's a very strenuous conversation. It's very nuanced. It has a lot of different parts, so it is hard to really talk about what we need to do as a like community to really address it, because it stems from a much deeper issue. So I mean, hey, I don't know. Pretty much all I really gotta say, man, is just rest in peace. Y'all be careful out there, because just rappers, man. Rappers need to. And again, I am sorry, I am stuck on this point, but it's like the fact that, you know, you're going into like the slums, and you're gonna come out with everything that you have, and then be by yourself. You know, that's like almost asking to get robbed, not knowing your like surroundings. I was actually listening to the Joe Budden podcast Saturday, and like they were talking about how the fact that you have to have some sort of spiritual awareness, or knowing exactly what is happening, knowing what's going on. If something seems off to you, then you need to try to pay attention to that. So just certain things where I feel like certain people lack. I definitely didn't really have that as a kid, but as I grew, as I learned, as I talked to people, as I interacted with people, knowing that they have gone through this gang-banging life. Now I have that knowledge. Even though I haven't lived it, I have a certain amount of knowledge that was taught to me. And I think that has always been the problem, is you take these young black kids out the hood, or young black kids who were poor, who weren't technically in the hood, but were in the hood because they were poor. You take them out, have no knowledge of saving money, taxes, nothing of that. Then you throw $10 million at them, and then tell them, here's your money. Of course, they're going to spend all that money, and of course that they're going to want to go back and show these people, hey, here's what I have, and then like those people will get at them. So it's again, I am really just rambling now, but it's a deep issue that at some point we are going to have to address it. So that's really all. So that's how I'm really gonna end that there. I might have some more points, but let's just leave it at that for now. Quick announcement, just before we do continue. I'm gonna have a couple videos coming out this week. A few on my other channel, which is just going to be mostly gameplay. I am playing Shadow of War on brutal difficulty, and I'm doing just all of like the gameplays on my other channel. That will be linked in the description down below. As well as this will be the last podcast video only on YouTube. I will be doing both on, a take on YouTube, also on Spotify as well, and other streaming platforms. So this is like the last week that this will be only on YouTube. And this will be coming out on Mondays at 4 p.m. So make sure that you do have the post notifications on. And just know that these podcasts will be up every Monday at 4 p.m. What else? And on this channel, I forgot, we have 2 more videos planned. I have one talking about Assassin's Creed, and then I have another one which will be out on Friday. The Assassin's Creed one will be on Wednesday. So yeah, so let's go ahead and continue. Since we're on Assassin's Creed, they just announced a couple Assassin's Creed titles, just like the future of Assassin's Creed, as well as like the trailer for Assassin's Creed Mirage. I really don't want to get into too much depth. I'm sorry that I am vague. I am really wanting to say like my main talking points for the YouTube video. But off of what I saw, it looks interesting. They are doing a like return to old school form as far as slow, patient, stealth gameplay. It looks like that they brought back some bombs, smoke bombs, some red bomb that it looks like a smoke bomb, honestly, but since it's red, I don't know. So it could be interesting, man. I'm wondering what all will be in it. So yeah, once that does drop, I will be doing a gameplay and review on it. So yeah. Next up on the game conversation, the new 2K just dropped. I haven't really got it yet. I usually don't buy 2K on release date. That has never really been my thing. But if you guys do like 2K gameplay, then just let me know, and I would love to put some up. GTA 6 leaked as well. Some very, very early footage showing. Here's some screenshots here. Not really much to say. It's way too early to really have an opinion. People are already having issues with like the game, which is crazy because it's still in early like development. So I really don't have much to say on it, really. Sports. So the Lakers just signed Schroeder back for $2.6 million. So now we're gonna have 3 point guards. Well, 4 counting the rookie, Russ, Patrick Beverly, Dennis Schroeder, and the rookie. I can't think of his name. I think he's Pippen's son. If I'm not mistaken, he plays point. Whatever. So that means that we're probably going to get rid of Russ, or at least try to get rid of Russ. Or we may move somebody at the 2 guard, because we really don't have a set 2 guard yet who could really play the 2. It could be Russ if he could hit shots. We'll see how he does this year. I did see that he has been working on his jumper, but we'll see there. Lastly, what I've been wanting to talk about is the Phoenix Suns owner, who is going to be suspended for a year, as well as being fined $10 million. Apparently, what's this nigga's name? My bad, guys. I have the article pulled up. Robert Savers. He is the Phoenix Suns owner. He is being charged with being a racist and misogyny. Let's go ahead and see what was said. So this was a quote here after a loss to the Warriors. Robert Savers said, why does Draymond Green get to run up the court and say N-word? Saver, who is white, alleged said. Watson, CJ Watson, who is black and Hispanic, told him that he can't say that. Saver said, why? Draymond Green says the N-word. So, which was a random point. He just randomly brought that up. And I don't know if this is out of context for as far as why he said it, but, you know, in one context, could it be of just randomly being like, hey, he's black and he says nigga, so why can't I say nigga? Like, that's just weird to me. And that's always been an argument for white people, and the fact that they just still like refuse to understand what the difference is, that's just crazy, like, to me. And I'm reading a couple things here, including once passing around a picture of his wife in a bikini to employees and speaking about times his wife performed oral sex on him. He's telling his employees that his wife was giving him neck. He was passing around pics of his wife. Yeah, that's weird, bro. That's weird as hell. One of these days, we're gonna have a conversation about how no black person is really like surprised that an old white man is a racist. We all know that. That's why that no black person was surprised when that blonde chick from Euphoria, her folks were Trump supporters. We aren't surprised by that. We've been around white people long enough, like, to know that they will hide every single part of their racist lineage, and then once we do see it and then call it out, then they want to play all like defensive. Like, you know, you are around black people, and you know how most black people think about the N-word. You know that. And you still continue to use that word. That's crazy in my eyes. This guy owns a basketball team. 90% of the NBA are black men. And you own that team, and I'm sure that you've heard black folks use that language. And I'm sure you understand what that word is to black people. But you still continue to use it. I think he should lose his team like Donald Sterling did. I think he should lose his team. Now that $10 million fine, now that's gonna feel like he's definitely gonna feel that. I don't know, man. It's just, we figure that every single white person has some sort of past where they have said the N-word. So we understand that. At what point are we going to start holding people more accountable for this? You know, I think that this is a slap on the wrist, like, for him. I don't think 1 year is enough. I think we can push that up to 3 years, or just take him, or just have him lose his whole entire team. But 1 year, $10 million, not enough. Yeah, but that's everything, guys. This was my first solo podcast in a while. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, and subscribe, as well as check out all those links in the description. It's my TikTok as well as my other YouTube channel with all of the gameplay that is that I have been doing. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.